and for us to become synonymous with the new introduction of war games, surreal.
Rewind, Recap, Relive. For over 50 episodes, the revolutionary force in wrestling interview.
Awesome segue here for a match at the Undisputed Era. Of course, I think William Regal probably cemented it in a lot of people's minds. That being War Games, Undisputed Era in 4, which is just crazy. And I'm sure that was I've heard you say it was a dream match, something you grew up watching. And just, could you take us through that first moment you found out you were going to be in a War Games match in general, that they were bringing it back?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that Sean and Hunter and those guys were fans of a similar time frame of the NWA, which would eventually become WCW, but the NWA, like the Crockett years, that was the stuff. And I was a pro wrestling fan, my whole young life, but it was like my teenage years when I found that stuff, and I saw Dusty Rhodes and I saw Arn and Tully and the Road Warriors and the Great Muta for the first time, like that. I really it just turned the pro wrestling world upside down for me, because I was like, wait a second, it can be like this, and you can see blood on Saturday mornings like this. What? So knowing that Hunter and Sean were such big fans of that same era, and I literally wore out the VHS tapes of the War Games as a kid. So for them to be bringing it back, and then for us to be kind of the hand-picked group from Hunter, knowing that Hunter was such a fan of the Horsemen, and then Hunter and Sean being, part of DX, and knowing that there may be even an outside remote chance that was somewhat of the conversation that they had about putting us together, and putting us together, was real. Like we are still to this day truly all friends like that. Like none of that was manufactured. So for those to be in place, and then to do the War Games on top of that, and for us to become synonymous with the new introduction of War Games, again, surreal. Like didn't seem, if somebody had told me that, as a kid, I'd have been like, no, you're out of your mind. That's crazy.
Rewind, Recap, Relive. For over 50 episodes, the revolutionary force in wrestling interview.